Hey, 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 you guys, come on in, come on in, come on in. Let me go ahead and share. Come on in. Let me get there. I'm going to share the broadcast. Super excited to share with you guys today. All right, all right. Great day, great day, great day. Did y'all miss me this morning? Did y'all miss me? Because I missed y'all. Yeah, this morning I slept. I've been a little tired. My head was kind of bothering me. But I wanted to make sure I came on today to share some things with you. You guys come on in, come on in, come on in. Yes, yes, yes. So, as we look at the things that are going on right now, one of the things that God has really been challenging me on is going deeper, like really going deeper, deeper than the surface. Sometimes we'll look at things on the surface, we'll look at it at a surface level, but we won't look deep enough to really understand what's going on. And a lot of times that'll cause you to miss out on some things. You'll miss a deeper understanding. You'll miss really getting what's going on or what's happening. You'll miss really experiencing the fullness of what God is doing, what he's saying, what's happening. So you guys let me know who's here. Let me know who's here and where you're tuning in from. Let me know who's here and where you are tuning in from as we share. Oh my God. Y'all, this is getting ready to be a deep word. If that's what it's going to be, a deep word. Um I'm excited because of part of what I'm excited about is today, right? Period. Today is 4/22/22. 4/22/22. There there's a lot of power in this date, right? Four is a multiple of two, right? So you're talking about a lot of twos, right? And even if we just looked at 4/22, if we looked at 4/22, that in and of itself, it's multiples of two, but it's also some multiples of 11. That 22 is multiples of 11, and 11 is a powerful number in and of itself. But this is what I need you to understand when I talk about numbers and seeing numbers and what they mean and the significance of them. One of the reasons I do it is, God gives us all of these things to take us deeper, have a deeper understanding of what's going on, trying to communicate with us, because sometimes we're a little dense and we miss it. Sometimes we miss what God is saying, we miss what he's doing, because we just are not paying attention. Hey, beautiful Bernadette, how are you? Gibsonton in the house. So I try to, when he brings something to my attention or he makes it poignant or makes it stand out to me, I try to share that insight that he's given me, because I know that a lot of times um we'll miss stuff. We just will, y'all. So let's think about it. Um you got to kind of understand the meaning of four. So four is all about responsibility. Four is a number that's symbolic of responsibility, hard work, and honesty, but it can also symbolize traditional values. Now the two, on the other hand, is related to our soul mission and purpose that we have in this life. So we're talking about responsibility, hard work, and honesty, and our soul mission, our purpose in life. So we have a responsibility to engage in the hard work necessary to fulfill our soul mission and our purpose in life. This is what today is about. And I don't think it's an accident that today it falls when it does. Of course it's not, because 4/22 is 4/22. But what I'm saying is there's such a powerful move right now in the spirit realm that I'm not shocked by the power of this number in this season. We just celebrated the resurrection of Jesus Christ, right? Which was a powerful thing in and of itself. And it symbolized us getting up, us rising up, us being elevated. getting up out of whatever you've been in, what you've been stuck in, coming up out of it. And now I've told you all the 50 days following the resurrection are going to be incredibly powerful. Lots of strong spiritual energy that's taking place. God is moving. Do you hear what I'm telling you? It's like the angels are flapping their wings, they're stirring the waters. Hey, Shannon, and they're getting us ready for what's going to happen at Pentecost. Pentecost is going to be huge, y'all. I keep trying to tell y'all Pentecost is going to be huge. There's a huge move that's happening. God has opened up heaven for us. We are under an open heaven. It's very important that we pay attention to what we say, because we're in a place where we're going to get what we say. We're in a place where we're going to get what we say. So we got to be very cognizant of what we say, what we're thinking, what we're focused on, right? So if you focus on the negative, you're going to get more of the negative. But if you will focus on the positive, you're going to see more positive things coming up. You're going to see more solutions manifesting. But today in particular, I need you to understand that you have a responsibility. I have a responsibility to really put in the hard work, the ethics, the honesty required to fulfill your soul mission and your purpose on the earth. It is incredibly important that you do that. It's so important that that's why I got to do this live right now, because you got to go deeper. You got to go deeper. I know you've encountered some things, you've experienced some things that made you hesitant. You've dealt with some things that made you question and doubt whether or not you could do it, whether or not you're the one, whether or not you're equipped for it, whether or not you're qualified, whether or not you even know what it is that you're supposed to be doing. But I came to tell you that today you need to put in the work necessary in order for you to get clear on what your soul mission and purpose is, and then do the work required. Hold on. Do the work required to fulfill it. This is not the time to choke. No pun intended. This is not the time to choke. This is the time to press on. This is the time to move forward. This is the time to really tap into what it is that God is doing. Now, if we fail to do that, that's not on God, that's on us. That's not on God, that's on us. We've got to be very deliberate in our work, to fulfill our purpose and our mission. If you don't know what your mission is, it's time for you to figure it out. And how do you do that? Listen, our purpose and our mission is always attached to our life. If you look through your life, if you look through the things, the patterns that you see in your life, that's where you're going to find your purpose and your mission. If you see the things that you seem to consistently do, or the things that you do effortlessly, that's going to be attached to your purpose and your mission. It's time for you to plug into that and do the work necessary to get to the place that you need to be. Come on, y'all, listen, I promise you, it's worth every bit of it. In fact, there's a young man, Jalen Jett, he just released an ebook on finding your purpose, how to find your purpose, how to tap into your purpose. Listen, I'll make sure that I add that link in the comments for you guys, or in the description for you guys, so that you guys can get it. But if you don't know what your purpose is, this is a great ebook. It's not a long book, but it doesn't take long to give you some basic principles and things to do in order to tap into your purpose. So it's a great read, an easy read. It won't take you long to read it, but make sure you put the work in that comes along with reading it. So I'll drop that for you. Now, listen, for 22. So 22, you got the twos, but it's also 2 times 11, right? So the 11s become important as well. You've got to understand that as you are dealing with the things of life, that you're going to have to really be honest with yourself about what you're feeling, what your struggles are, where you are having a tough time, how you're showing up. Can I talk about that for a minute? How you're showing up? Hey, Jessica, how are you, gorgeous? Let's talk for a minute about how you're showing up, okay? A lot of things are determined by how you show up, right? If you show up and you show up weak, and you show up wimpy, and you show up lackadaisical, like, that's going to affect not only how you're perceived, but what you receive. It's not only going to affect how you perceive, but it's going to affect what you receive. What do I mean when I say what you receive? The energy that you get back. The energy that you get back. You've got to know that you know that you know that you know that you know exactly who you are and what it is that God is doing. So this is a suggestion, and this is not a mandate, but it's a suggestion. If you're not feeling your best, you're not feeling your best physically, you're not feeling your best psychologically, you're not feeling your best emotionally, you're not feeling your best financially, that is the time when you get real cute or you get real dapper. Okay? Cute for the ladies, dapper for the men, right? You get real cute or you get real dapper. And you channel up that energy, right? You know, the energy that you get when you know that you look good, the energy that you get when you know that you're on point, like that energy. You're going to need that energy, even if you don't feel it. And I'm not saying fake it till you make it. I need you to understand this is very different. I'm not saying fake it till you make it. What I'm saying is embody who you really are at your core, right? Don't let your emotions, don't let what you feel in the moment, don't let that stuff shift who you are at your core. So, just transparent moment. When I woke up this morning, I was feeling really lethargic, kind of had a headache. Even though I slept, I was tired. Like I just wasn't feeling my best. So I was planning on writing. So I said, well, I'm just gonna put on some writing clothes, right? So I put on a t-shirt. The t-shirt said, obey God, period. That's great, right? So black long sleeve t-shirt. The words were in red glitter. Like, okay, let's go. I looked in the mirror and I said, this is not going to produce the energy that I need. So I said, okay, so I'm going to have to get cute, right? I'm going to have to get cute because I need cute energy. I need the energy that comes from that feeling of confidence. Like, oh, I look good. Even if no one sees me. Now, right now, I'm in the hotel room. Now, I'll go out to get something to eat, but right now, I'm in the hotel room. But when I go out, baby, I'm putting my thigh-high boots on, my jean thigh-high boots. They've got embroidery that matches the color on here. They're colorful. You see, I put on some colorful jewelry. You know, I wanted to add some color, some pizzazz to what I had on because I needed it. I had to pull out my orange shades. I said, hey, I'm going to show up like this because I needed that bright energy. I needed that bright energy to help me shift from that place of feeling lethargic, right? You've got to learn what shifts you. There's certain music that you can't listen to when you need energy. If you need energy, you don't put on no slow music. That's not what you put on. If you put on slow music, your energy is going to be like, when you don't need that, when you need that pow, pow, pow energy, you need to put out some pow, pow, pow music, right? Music that sparks you. So for me, on the Christian side, that's Pastor Mike Jr. Pastor Mike Jr., baby, he'll have me turned up because it's going to be big. God's about to blow my mind. Listen, I'm telling you, you got to find what works for you and shift your energy the way that it needs to be shifted. Understanding that you have a responsibility to do the hard work, honestly, to operate in your soul mission and purpose. That's what that 422 is about, right? That's what that four represents: responsibility, hard work, ethic, work ethic, honesty, right? That it represents that 22, that 2 energy represents soul mission, purpose. Listen, you've got to understand. Now, some of you have been sitting on your purpose. Yes, Tasha, energy girl. Yeah, God's about to blow your mind, girl. About to blow my mind, about to blow our minds, right? So, because we are under an open heaven, for those of you who aren't familiar with the concept of an open heaven, let me tell you what that means. It means that God is giving you access to the desires of your heart, and He will begin to manifest in your life the things that you speak and believe. Now listen, hear what I said. Now I need y'all to hear what I said. I didn't just say speak, I said speak and believe. If you believe it, if you have the faith for it, it will manifest. It will begin to put things in motion so that what you need comes to you. You understand? It's not going to just magically appear, magically delicious. It's not going to be like that. But what will happen is God will begin to allow you to connect with the right people, have the right conversation, be in the right places, encounter the right things. Like it'll all begin to come together, all begin to come together. Tasha, this is it. She said, I'm so up and down these days. I want to learn how to stay up. We have to manage our energy. We are responsible for our energy, not our situations, not our circumstances, and not other people. One of the things that God has been showing me in this season is that the things that happen with other people really are not about them. They're about me. Let me tell you what I mean by that. It's not about what the people do, it's about how I respond to what people do. It's not about how other people see me, it's about how I see me. So if I make everything like I got to handle me, I got to handle me. If I handle me, God will take care of everybody else. If I handle me, God will handle situations and circumstances. But I've got to handle me. That means that I've got to keep my mind right. I got to keep my energy right. I got to stay in the right spirit. This is why the word of God says, whatsoever things are right and just and pure and of good report, think on these things, right? What we think on matters. What we focus on matters. If we focus on what people do wrong, then we're going to be negative about them. Are you surprised by that? If we focus on what we lack, then we're going to feel inadequate. If we focus on the things that upset us, we're going to be upset. So you got to shift what you focus on. So even as I'm doing this live, let me tell you what I've noticed. What I've noticed is my headache has begun to subside. Why? I'm not focused on the pain. I'm focused on creating positivity, speaking positivity, living in the positive and not the negative, which does not deny the existence of the negative. It just chooses to focus on the positive. So sometimes we feel like, oh, I'm being fake. No, this is not about being fake. This is about choosing what you focus on. This is about choosing where your energy goes. This is about choosing, especially today. If today is 422, right? And 4 symbolizes responsibility, hard work, and ethics, right? Honesty. And the 2s symbolize our soul, mission, and purpose. Then listen, y'all, it is a perfect day to really hone in and focus on what it is that you've been called to do. When we do that, then we create opportunity and space for God to blow our minds. We create opportunity and space for God to do the supernatural, the miraculous in our lives. You've got to be willing, though, to go deeper. You can't keep it surface. I know I said put it on mute. Listen, TT said put it on mute and keep it cute. Cute is fine. But it's even better to be able to go deep enough so that you don't have to just keep it cute because it is cute. See, we can keep it cute on appearance, or it can be cute because we really feel what it is that we're portraying. Okay. So we've got to go deeper. We got to go deeper in us and see what is it that is being triggered by situations and circumstances. What is it that's being triggered by things that people do or say? What is that? So that you can deal with the root of it. Shannon said, such a practical, powerful way of explaining this. Thank you. I am not a fan of fake it till you make it. Me either. Listen, I've done enough faking, right? I've done enough faking, right? Listen, how about we become? How about we become that which we desire to be? Because listen, God already put it in us. It was in us at conception. But can I share what's faking? I'm gonna tell y'all what's faking. Right, Tasha. Let me tell you what's faking. When we show up as the person who has been affected and influenced by family situations, circumstances, feelings of failure, all of those things, that's the fake you. That's not the real you. That's the fake you. That's not the real you. That's right, Tasha. Deal with it all at the root and then snatch it up. Absolutely. So let's talk about it. We are created in the image of God. Think about this. This is incredibly powerful. So I want you to understand when you're being fake. You're being fake when you show up as less than God. Now that's the fake part. That's when you're being fake because who you are is God's with a little g. That means that you have the same characteristics of God. You have God's DNA, which means that the things that Jesus did, he said this. He said, and greater works than these shall you do, right? So when we're doing less than that, then we're being fake. That's not really who we are. Who we really are is powerful. Who we really are is great. Who we really are world changers, life changers. Like that's who we really are. Yes, be who you were predestined to be. Absolutely. So for those of you who say, well, that's just not me. let me tell you, it is who you were created to be, but it's not who you've become. So you've got to become the you that God created you as. Not created you just to be, but who he created you as. And accept the fact that life happened. Parents raised you and they did whatever it is the parents do. You know what I'm saying? And they may not have meant to do it, but that's what happened. That was the effect of how they raised you or how they treated you, or your daddy wounds or your mommy wounds or whatever. Those wounds, those parental wounds, alter your DNA, your genetic makeup when it comes to your God code. It alters it. It alters it. Not at the core, but it's just a mutation of it. It's a mutation of it. So what you've got to do is get rid of the mutation. How do you do that? By actively and consciously being who God created you to be. By understanding that God has given you the power and the authority to walk in that space that he created, to show up as God in the flesh on the earth. Now, some people would say that's blasphemous, but I didn't say it. Listen. God said it. Jesus said it. That we are gods with a little g. He said it. He said, "In greater works than these shall we do." And he healed the sick, caused the blind to see, caused the lame to walk. You know, he healed leprosy. Like, he did all of these things. And he said, "In greater works than these will you do." Not might, will. You will do them, right? The word says that, "And these signs shall follow them." Signs, miracles, and wonders. Baby, you need to get ready to be the walking epitome of signs, miracles, and wonders. When people look at your life, they ought to see signs, miracles, and wonders. And if they're not, you need to figure out what is it that you need to pull out that's blocking you from being who God created you to be, that's blocking you from showing up the way you need to show up, that's blocking you from walking and being a walking billboard for God that lights up. Do you understand what I'm telling you? Not the flat billboard, but a 3D billboard that lights up and changes when it needs to change. God is doing a new thing in this season, and you've got to become the new, which is really the you. You got to become the new, but it's really the you God made you to be. So don't say, "This is just who I am." No, that's not just who you are. That's who you've become. So if you've become that, you can become who God created you to be, because that's your natural state. So there's a natural state and there's an altered state. And for many of us, we're living in the altered state. We're living in the altered state and not our natural state. Our natural state is really extremely powerful, but we lost that somewhere along the way. Somewhere along the way, life happened. Somewhere along the way, somebody said something. Somewhere along the way, we had a negative experience. Somewhere along the way, we started doubting ourselves. Somewhere along the way, we started not believing that we could be who God created us to be. Somewhere along the way, we believed the lies of the world over the word of God and what God has spoken about us and to us. Somewhere along the way, we lost something that caused us to lose our identity. This is an identity check. I'm doing the whole official name change, right? To take my dad's name, Wiggins, right? And yes, it's on my birth certificate, but I was married, I got a divorce, and I didn't revert back to my maiden name. If I'd reverted back to my maiden name, then I would have been able to go on and do what I need to do, but I didn't know I had another daddy out there at that time. So anyway, here we go. So one of the things I have to do is I have to verify my identity. And the way that they verify your identity is you have to get your fingerprints tested. So you got to do the fingerprints, they send it off, and they check your identity, okay? They want to know that you are who you said you are, right? That you're not making a name change for anything fraudulent, that this is a legitimate name change, right? So I've got to get my fingerprints done. And the beautiful thing about fingerprints, two are the same. So because no two are the same, you got to understand that you are unique in and of yourself. You are, hold on one second. Hold on. So you got to know that your fingerprints are your unique identifiers. They identify you separate and apart from anybody else. You can have twins, identical twins, but they will have different fingerprints. identical twins, but they will have different fingerprints. So when you understand that, and you understand that God has created you uniquely, that you are one of a kind, that you are his wonderful and marvelous creation, even in your imperfection, then it's easier for you to handle your imperfections. It's easier for you to deal with your imperfections. It's easier for you to navigate and have grace with yourself on your imperfections. Because listen, you are perfectly imperfect. You are perfectly imperfect. And because we have the power of God residing inside of us, and we are God's with little g's, listen, we can show up in full confidence that whatever he needs to change in us, he will change. The word of God declares, he who began a good work in you is faithful and just to bring it to completion until the coming of Christ, which means that he's going to work out whatever needs to be worked out. You ain't got to figure it all out. You ain't got to know it all. You ain't got to be able to do it all. But what you do have to be able to do is be willing. You have to be open. You have to allow yourself to be vulnerable so that God can do the work that he desires to do in you and through you, and work on your heart and in your heart so that you can show up in love. So that you can show up in love. All of that is a part of the process. All of that is a part of the process. That's a part of your growth and development. So you have to choose to move forward. You have to choose to make that decision. You have to choose that. No one can choose it for you. No one can do it for you, but you absolutely have the authority and the power to do it. The question is, will you? See, because we can have all the authority. Yes, I don't need anything. Thank you. Yes, thank you. So you've got to know that you have the power to do what needs to be done. Will you? Will you do what you have been called to do, what you've been purposed to do, what your soul mission is? Will you do it? Even with distractions, even with interruptions, even with challenges, will you do it? Or will you use everything, every little thing that happens as an excuse not to pursue? If God has told you to do something, he's given you the ability to do it. He's equipped you with everything that you need to do it. You just have to tap in and choose not to tap out. You all, I don't know what your challenges are for moving forward, but this is what I do know. He who began a good work in you is faithful and just to bring it to completion until the coming of Christ Jesus. So let's get to work. Let's do what it is that God has called us to do. Let's go deeper. Let's go deeper. Let's go deeper. You're saying, but I've been doing this and it's not working. Well, go deeper. Jesus told he told the apostle Peter, he said, go out into the what? The deep. Cast your net on what? The other side. So some of you are frustrated because you've been casting your net, you've been doing what you've been doing, you've been out there, you've been fishing, you've been trying, you've been doing, and it hasn't produced what you want. Go deeper. Go out into the deep. Cast your net on the other side. Stop being so busy trying to listen to all these coaches and listen to the ultimate coach, the one who made you, the one who created you, the one who gave you your mission and your purpose, and do what he tells you to do. Mm. Let me give you an example, an analogy, if you would. Um, Sometimes you're so busy looking at other people and you're looking at their fruit, right? Their fruit as evidence. Well, let me give you an example. I was at my girl Anisa's house last night, and she had a thing where she had her fruit. There were some bananas, some tangerines, some apples, some grapes. So I said, "Girl, can I have some fruit?" She was like, "Yeah." So I got the banana, got some tangerines. I reached down in there and I squeezed the grape. It looked like fruit. It looked like it was right. It looked like it was real, but it wasn't. Sometimes you're busy looking at other people's fruit and their fruit is not real. It is designed to be put on display. It is decoration, but it's not edible. So you're looking at their inedible fruit, trying to imitate them, only to create imitation fruit to imitation fruit, which is two levels removed from the real. And you're surprised. that you're not getting the results that you want. Go to the source. Go to the source and let the source guide you. Let God guide you and direct you. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with coaches. I'm a coach. Listen, I'm a coach, right? I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is you've got to be careful and make sure you're hearing God on the coaches that you work with and when you work with them. God is desiring to do a new thing. It's already taken place. It's already taken root. And the question is, will you do the work necessary? $1 million question attached to $1 million results. Listen, I love you guys to life and life more abundant. My prayer for you is that you will choose to do the work necessary to create the results that you desire. And if you're looking for a way to add additional income, begin to improve your health, travel at discounted prices, and learn how to grow your money through investments, hit me up and let me show you. One of the things I'm clear on in this season of my life is this. There are some people that are drawn specifically to me. I don't care what anybody else is doing. That's not my issue. That's not my thing. My thing is, if you believe that we are to be connected, reach out and let's figure out what that connection looks like. What does it look like? What does that mean for us? Is it a class? Is it coaching? Is it individual? Is it group? Is it business? What is that? Let's figure it out and let's take the journey together. Listen, as quick and as simple as an inbox, and it can change your whole life. I love you guys to life and life more abundant. What will you do on 4/22? Come on now. You answer the question. You guys be blessed. Mwah.